The Seattle Kraken in the middle of this season-long 6-game road trip. Flurry, shot, tip, scores! Berkeley Catton, sure to get the assist, his first NHL point in his first NHL game.
The Kraken take on the Washington Capitals. And McMichael right in, denied by Murray. The shot off the glass, they score! Jaden Schwartz! It's been a hard 2 weeks for Lane Lambert. Off the pad, they score! Jaden Schwartz, lose control. Schwartz is away with a yawning cage. Bullseye! So shot tipped, and it stayed out off the crossbar. Shifley denied by DeCord. It's a shutout for Joey DeCord. It is great, absolutely great to be back at home. Matty for the captain, a shot, he scores! Jordan Eberle, Winterton walks in, sets up Cartier, he scores! Ty Cartier with his first goal of the season.
The Kraken are finally back home after a 2-week road trip, ready to regroup and recharge in front of their fans at Climate Pledge Arena. Welcome to another edition of Kraken-Home-Ice. In this week's episode, we'll take a closer look at one of the team's newest additions, Ryan Lindgren. We'll hear how he's settling in, reuniting with an old friend in Capo Caco, and what it meant to face off against his brother when the Kraken visited Washington. We'll also hear from Coachella Valley Firebirds GM Troy Bodie on preparing Kraken prospects. The Kraken kicked off the week in Philly, taking on the Flyers. In the first, Berkeley Catton feeds Cale Fleury. Cale takes a shot. It's tipped in by Jordan Eberle. In the second period, the Flyers take a 4-1 lead, and Yanni Newman keeps it close. Newman had goals in back-to-back games, but that's where the goals stopped for the Kraken. Philadelphia takes this one 5-2. Monday was a big night for Berkeley Catton. The Kraken rookie made his NHL debut against the Flyers. Catton skated in place of Jared McCann, who was out with a lower body injury. Just minutes into his debut, Catton got his first NHL points. He notched a secondary assist on Jordan Eberle's goal in the first period. And he did it all with his parents watching.
It's a lot for sure. It's kind of nice, honestly, just to get that, even the lap out of the way, and just everyone kind of forgets about it now and just go play. So, it was a really exciting night. Happy my family was here, got to share with them. So, really special night. It's fast, it's heavy, so learned a lot that game, and just gonna continue to try and build.
Tuesday was the team's first back-to-back game of the season. Matt Murray makes his Kraken debut in goal against the Capitals. Kraken down 1-0 in the second. They misplayed a puck near the goal. Ryan Leonard gets it up top and whips it past Murray for a 2-0 lead. A minute later, the Caps get another one. Alex Ovechkin to Jacob Chychrun, and he rifles it home to push the lead to 3-0. The Kraken get on the board in the third. Jaden Schwartz gets the loose puck and snaps it past goalie Logan Thompson for the Kraken's only goal of the game. Caps win it 4-1. On Thursday, the Kraken capped off the road trip in Winnipeg. Joey DeCord comes up big time. He makes 32 saves in the game. Big night for Jaden Schwartz as well. Scoreless in the second when Schwartz bangs home a rebound to give the Kraken a 1-0 lead. Then in the final minutes, the Jets pull their goalie and Schwartz capitalizes. He cruises in for his second goal of the game. The Kraken shut out the Jets 3-0.
Had a lot of good chances, had a lot of good scoring opportunities. We did a lot of good things tonight, okay? And that's expected. That's what I said this morning. We expect that out of our group. So really well done. Good job. Way to finish the trip off. All right? Pretty good trip.
The Kraken added some grit and leadership to their blue line this season with the addition of Ryan Lindgren. He's known throughout the league as a tough, hard-working defenseman. Brianna Vasquez has more with the newest member of the Kraken and the familiar faces he'll be sharing the ice with once again.
When the Kraken added Ryan Lindgren this season, they didn't just bring in a skilled defender. They brought in a player with the determination to deliver his best.
Be a hard-working guy, a hard-nosed defender. Be a good teammate. And yeah, just go out there every night. lay it all on the line and do whatever I can to help the team.
Lindgren gonna drop the gloves over with Konechny right in front of the Flyers bench.
His physical style of play makes him dangerous on the ice.
Lindgren sealing this play right off.
You want to be hard to play against, and there's so many good skilled players out there. You do your best to shut them down and make their nights hard, and that's my role. It's been my role for a while, and that's just what you got to do every night.
In Seattle, Lindgren will once again share the ice with Kaapo Kakko, someone he knows very well.
He was one of my closest friends in New York. Getting to play with him again and spend time with him, it's been a lot of fun.
The two spent almost 6 seasons together with the Rangers.
Obviously he's a heck of a player on the ice, but he's such a great guy off the ice, so yeah, it's great being back with him.
Lindgren's love for the game runs deep. He comes from a hockey family. Older brothers Charlie and Andrew both played. Charlie is currently a goalie for the Washington Capitals. Ryan has learned a lot of lessons from his big brother.
And just kind of seeing how hard he had to work to get to where he is now, and a guy where the path wasn't always the easiest. He just kept working hard and did whatever it took to make the NHL. So I'm real fortunate to have him and look up to him.
Ryan and Charlie faced off most recently on October 21st when the Kraken were in Washington.
It's really special just getting to play against each other in the NHL, but I think for our parents and our family to see us go out there and play against each other, I know it's real special for them.
Next on Kraken-home-ice, we hear from the Coachella Valley Firebirds general manager on the team's success and importance of developing the Kraken's young prospects. And this week, the players are calling the shots. They share what rules they would change in hockey if they had a chance. The Kraken are battling without a lot of their main power players right now. It's still early in the season, but the team is already dealing with injuries. Jared McCann has been placed on injured reserve. Freddie Gaudreau and Riker Evans are on the injured reserve list for upper body injuries. And Kaapo Kakko is on IR with a broken hand. With key players out, that means early call-ups from the Kraken's AHL team in Coachella Valley. A lot of the team's young roster came from the Firebirds, from Joey Decord to Shane Wright to Yanni Newman. Allison Lucan sat down with General Manager Troy Bodie to discuss the team's success in the American Hockey League and the development of prospects.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot to it. Obviously, we get a lot of the young prospects coming up from the draft and the draft picks that we have. Some really, really good, young, talented people, but they're young boys, and it's development of their hockey skills, it's development of their strength, their conditioning, all that stuff. But you're teaching them to be, men, adults, and teaching them to be winners. It's complex, but it's a lot of fun.
2 championship runs, 2 final appearances, and then to make it back to the playoffs with such a younger player base. How significant and rewarding was that?
Well, it's really rewarding. I mean, being able to go on those runs the first few years were special. Coming up short really hurts, of course, but to be able to go back to the playoffs with a much younger team the next year was special. And we realized, those first 2 years, what we've done was we've really created a winning culture down in Coachella Valley. You think of hockey and you think, okay, well, we always want to win. You always want to win that shift. You always want to win that puck battle. You want to win your game. You want to win, a string of games, go on a streak. But it's important to develop a winning culture and develop players that really, not just want to win, they expect to win every night, and then to have that in their identity as they become, Kraken from Firebirds is important. There always is, the proud dad moments I talk about are when you just like you'd see with your own child, you teach them something and then you see them do it on their own, right? It's the same with these players. I remember, my very first year showing Riker Evans something, and I wasn't a defenseman when I played, and defense is not even my specialty, nor the power play, but I showed him something that I thought lacked in his game, and I specifically told him, I said, maybe don't try this in a game, try it maybe in practice a few times. Sure enough, went right out there in a game and tried it, did it, pulled it off, and I think they scored on that play, and it was one of those proud dad moments where you go, wow, that was really cool. One of the newest members of the Firebirds is Kraken prospect Tyson Jugnoff.
Selected in the 4th round, 100th overall in the 2022 NHL Draft, Jugnoff was the top-scoring defenseman in the Western Hockey League last season. He put up 13 goals and 76 assists for 89 points with the Portland Winterhawks. His efforts got him his first pro contract. Now he's working toward a spot on the Kraken roster.
When I was really little, probably like 5, 6, 7, couldn't really get me off the ice. And then there kind of hit a point when I was about 13 or 14 that I didn't have the best experience that year, and I kind of almost fell out of love with the game, and I wasn't really sure what I was going to do. My parents did the same thing. They didn't know what was going to happen after that year, and for me, instead of kind of giving in, I put a chip on my shoulder, and I was kind of like, I'll show you, like, if you don't believe that I can do it, I'll show you. And then the next year I had a really good year and kind of fell back in love with it. I committed to Wisconsin when I was 15, so I was pretty young. And then obviously my first year went better than my second year. My second year, it's not how I wanted it to go and how I wanted to start. And then at Christmas time, I realized that I was probably not gonna get better. So I decided to make the switch to Portland, which I knew I was gonna have an opportunity. I knew I was gonna play. They were excited for me and about my game. And I went there and really took off and thrived in that environment, and I think that just helped me a ton. I think at that time in Wisconsin I didn't have a lot of confidence. I didn't really know what my game was and where I was going. So knowing there was a team that excited about me and knew what I could do was exciting for me, and I just wanted to pursue that opportunity.
What role have your parents played in helping you navigate all these swings and the highs and lows of the last 6 years?
Yeah, they've been huge. They're both doctors, so education is obviously really important to them, and I think it's never easy to see, your kid leave a Division I scholarship to go back to junior, but they were all for it. Talking about the experience they went through, going through medical school and going through residency and stuff. Obviously, it's not directly related to hockey, but there's a lot of similar kind of aspects to it. It's a lot of overnights, a lot of missing events, a lot of all this stuff where you're kind of like, is it worth it? And then, whatever they hit 32, 33 and they're starting their practice and start having kids and stuff, and it's like, well, yeah, all that was worth it. So I think it's gonna come full circle. When I spend my summers here and stuff like that, it just kind of, people ask like, oh, are you not missing home? Are you not missing things going on in the summer? And it's like, yeah, I could be doing a lot of different things, but in 3 years, if I'm playing the NHL, it's all gonna be worth it.
There's lots of rules in hockey surrounding the penalty kill and overtime. In this week's shootout, we asked the players what's one rule they would change in hockey.
That is a good question. Kind of like the way the it is, but maybe overtime being 10 minutes or something. I think it's only 5, so it's a little quick.
Go back to the fighting. More fighting.
No icings.
I'd say the PK rule. If you score a shorthanded goal, then you guy gets to come out of the box. I like that rule.
As a goalie, I would do nobody in the crease at all. Every time you go in the crease, it gets blown down. That's a goalie rule.
Probably if you score on the penalty kill, it ends it.
Less penalties. One rule I would change? I got to be able to go up across the red line on delayed penalties so I can go score. No shootouts.
The playoff format. I'd rather go 1-8.
Probably the playoff format.
Playoff format.
Probably offsides.
I like it how it is. I'm just going to keep it.
More to come on kraken-home-ice. Up next, a look at PWHL Seattle's new jerseys and reaction from Olympian Hillary Knight. Plus, more on the Kraken's third jersey that's about to make its debut in the deep for the first time.
I think the deep green, slate, sort of that tree color, and the river, light blue, just really encapsulates the surrounding area and the nature and the identity of the city. And since the colorways are so unique, I think that's extra special for us. Just not having these colorways in hockey right now and being the first to have them is pretty special.
The new team has new jerseys. Seattle's Professional Women's Hockey League team opens its inaugural season November 21st in Vancouver, and they'll be doing it with brand new threads. The team revealed the home and away jerseys on Tuesday. Each sweater features Seattle stitched diagonally across the front, which is similar to the jersey designs of the other PWHL teams. The jersey's color palettes are inspired by Seattle's natural surroundings and feature a deep slate green and a cream color with a river blue accent. Four-time Olympian Hillary Knight was the first player Seattle signed during the expansion process. She's excited to get started.
To be a part of this strong sports legacy in the Pacific Northwest is really exciting, and to have an opportunity to be sort of the ground level of everything is also exciting. Get involved in the community, compete in front of an amazing fan base, and all amazing things that we're looking forward to doing and achieving here in the city.
The Kraken are also set to show off their new jerseys. For the first time, they'll be sporting an all-black kit. The glow-in-the-dark uniforms will light up the night on November 1st. The logo on the front of the jersey glows, as well as the players' names and numbers. And so does the Muckleshoot Indian Tribe patch. Muckleshoot had to get a vote to approve the patch colors being changed, so it too could glow in the dark.
I think it speaks a lot to the Muckleshoot tribe and their desire to show up alongside of us and to be great partners, that they were willing to have that conversation and work with our brand team to find the right mix of honoring their tribal seal while still making sure that the way it appeared on the jersey would be unique and ever present.
I think that the patch is a conversation starter. It allows us to tell the Muckleshoot story as being the host tribe of Seattle. When I see the seal on the jerseys, it gives me tremendous pride to see our seal on the Kraken jersey.
Ahead on Kraken-home-ice, the Kraken are celebrating and honoring Hispanic heritage. This year's jersey designer tells us about the message behind her artwork. And the next time you go to Climate Pledge Arena for a game or concert, you might notice a change in your drink order. How a small change is making a big impact. On Tuesday, the Kraken will celebrate Hispanic Heritage Night at Climate Pledge Arena, featuring a jersey filled with bright colors and designs by local artist Esmeralda Vasquez. We talked to Vasquez about how she pairs color with symbolism in her artwork and what it means to represent her Hispanic culture in this one-of-a-kind Kraken jersey.
For local artist Esmeralda Vasquez, designing art for a hockey jersey was a whole new canvas, one that brought together identity, culture, and community.
I wanted to focus on just the arched doorway for myself and like my own personal journey with my art. It's not really necessarily an entrance or an exit, and so that's kind of the way that I've been thinking about it. And I think that this just kind of represents my community and all the possibilities that we have, what we have to offer, and just kind of like everything that we can accomplish, you know.
From the greenery symbolizing growth to the Talavera-inspired tiles that celebrate Mexican architecture, every detail connects Esmeralda to her roots.
I'm just really proud of this, and I feel like it came together to symbolize everything that we are.
She specializes in creating illustrations and large murals, so creating artwork specifically for a hockey jersey was new territory.
I mean, just kind of wrapping my head around that in general was wild.
The Yakima native said she's always been inspired by the music, culture, and art community that she is now a part of in Seattle.
And so I think working with the sports team just kind of, it's like a full circle, you know, it's just such a big accomplishment and so exciting to me. And so I feel like I'm finally getting to use my artwork to connect to those like avenues.
Esmeralda's design not only celebrates where she's from, but everything she is becoming.
I'm just excited to see it in other people's hands, you know, and even though like I've had this design, you know, on my iPad or on my phone, and I've been kind of sharing it slowly with others, seeing it in real life on a jersey where I can like touch and hold it, it's still something I won't get over. You work on something in like a small little screen, and then when it comes into real life, it's unreal.
The next time you're at a Kraken home game, you might notice something different about your drink order. Leah Pizzetti shows us how one small change is making a big impact on reducing waste.
It's a promise so big, they put it in the name.
We are very much a North Star. We're the world's most progressive, sustainable arena in the world.
B-Tree, Director of Sustainability at Seattle's Climate Pledge Arena, has worked to cut down on waste at every event. Through the last few years, turning all packaging into compostable material and diverting 90% of waste away from landfills. The new focus, is cups.
Live events generate a lot of waste. So on average, we run through about 7,000 cups per event. So if we have over 150 events a year, that's over 1 million cups that were just used once and then recycled.
Climate Pledge is transitioning away from aluminum one-time use cups to reusable cups.
These cups can be used over and over and over again, proving that we can still hold large-scale live events with lower impact on the environment.
They're working with a company called Bold Reuse to clean the reusable cups. After a fan enjoys their drink, they'll dump it in a bin, then those dirty cups are brought less than 5 miles away to this facility, where they're cleaned and sanitized, then given a final wipe down and returned.
In our quest to end single-use products, we're really looking for larger venues and corporations. That's the biggest impact.
Bold Reuse Director of Operations Barry Kubisak says in just 18 months in Seattle, they've washed over 1 million products, saving what would have been 1 million items from a landfill.
Visualize 1 million pounds of trash that we've saved from going into landfill over the past 18 months. That's huge.
Since expanding to Seattle, Bold Reuse has started dishwashing partnerships with Climate Pledge, but also the Woodland Park Zoo, both Showbox locations, the University of Washington, Seahawks Training Camp, Paramount Theater, and also the Kraken Community Iceplex. This location has a similar setup at the Starbucks inside.
Cups are an icon at Starbucks, and they're the most visible and meaningful obligation that we have to the environment.
Starbucks VP of Menu Experience Amelia Landers says the Iceplex is the perfect place to test a pilot. A Starbucks where it's not grab and go, but many people enjoy their drink here, so there's no need for a single-use cup. Cups are a small item for each customer, but have a large impact for the global company.
The small changes that customers can make through the choices that we offer them at Starbucks really add up to very large scale.
And while these cups may be tempting to keep for yourself,
we tried to make these as ugly as possible so that fans wouldn't consider them souvenir cups.
Both venues ask that the cups get returned to stay in circulation.
We have seen customers bring a stack of 30 cups back in at once because they've kind of sat in their kitchen, and that is totally fine.
Climate Pledge Arena is busy with the team back in town. On Tuesday, the Kraken face the Montreal Canadiens. On Wednesday, Adam Sandler brings his You're My Best Friend tour to Seattle. And on Saturday, the Kraken host the New York Rangers. And that's the night the Kraken will debut their new all-black glow-in-the-dark uniforms. And there's going to be a special pregame show to go with the new threads. And that'll do it for this episode of Kraken-Home-Ice. You can catch us every Saturday night at 10:30 on Kong or Sunday night at 11:35 on King. Thanks for being with us. We'll see you next week.